Jessica and Edmonds had predicted stronger sales for the top Japanese automakers, Toyota and Honda, but that didn't materialize so far for this year. What happened here?
Well, I mean, I think it comes down to an inventory issue. I mean, of course, production's back to 100%, but they still have to get not only the vehicles in stock, but also provide a good selection. I mean, you do see some strength in their sales overall. You see good truck sales, minivan, SUVs. Those are looking better, which is important as a seasonality change. We go into fall and winter. Consumers want those vehicles. But if you look on the car side, it looks like there's still some issues of having adequate inventory for their car lines, which is a big proportion of their sales.
Yeah, talk to me about the Nissan sales. Again, another positive month. In fact, they seem to be making gains at the expense of their other Japanese rivals. Can they continue this kind of success that we've seen for them?
You know, it's going to be tough. I mean, Nissan was not only up year over year, but they're also up month over month, which I think is impressive because a lot of the other car makers couldn't say that. But I think they have a good mix. I mean, they've really hit the pavement in terms of getting that word out there that they have cars, while Honda and Toyota may still have issues. So they're running that advertising. They have a lot of good deals right now. They have deals on the low end, but they also have a lot of trucks and SUVs that also have great deals. So people that are looking for, you know, the truck for the winter time can go there, or people that are looking for a good deal for a smaller car, there's the inventory there. So they're kind of winning on both sides, which I think has allowed them to have such great sales.
Yeah, and do you think this trend will continue where we see Nissan benefiting at the expense of Honda and Toyota losing sales continuing for this year?
Yeah, I think it's going to be tough, especially when Honda and Toyota have a better selection and better inventory. Also, I think Nissan competes heavily with the Korean brands here, Hyundai and Kia, so that's always going to be in the mix, and they've had some inventory issues as well. So I wouldn't necessarily say that they would be providing such great sales results for the next few months, but there's certainly opportunity, you know, depending on how intense they want to get with incentives and that messaging.
Yeah, as you mentioned, Hyundai, Kia, they continue to outperform in the U.S. market as well. You know, at what point do we say, hey, maybe we shouldn't be buying Kias and Hyundais, maybe when their models get a little too old since they're not coming out with new models just yet for the streets?
Yeah, they're doing well. I mean, in fact, in the United States, Kia already surpassed their 2010 sales record. So they've already had, you know, they've already met their numbers year over year. So they've done extremely well. I think the test for those two brands is the next line of vehicles. Can they keep up the great product that everyone's talking about in terms of design and value? It's easy to surprise people once on the pleasant side, but it's hard to do it time and time again. So I think that's going to be the real challenge for them moving forward.
Are you surprised by the strength of the Detroit Big Three? We're talking about Chrysler, GM, and Ford. I mean, seeing some big sales gains in the month. What happened for them?
Well, again, I mean, you're looking at sales gains year over year, and when you look back to September 2010, I think it was still kind of an easy comparison. I think, again, if you look at month to month, I think that's getting more challenging. But I mean, certainly, you know, their sales have done well. They finished really strongly with truck and SUVs, which sold a lot more, and I think that trend is going to continue through the fall. So I think that you know those two things really combined had helped them a lot. And also, there was some pent-up demand in the marketplace in the beginning of the month because of lost sales for Hurricane Irene, which materialized.
Okay, and what about this annualized rate? I mean, wow, light vehicle deliveries rising to 13 million. That's an expected annual pace here, which is stronger than I would say the yearly average. So what's going on considering we're talking about recession, depression, and sovereign debt?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely good news because, I mean, this suggests that there's some sort of confidence out there in the marketplace. I mean, at 13.1, that's 1 million more than last month on, you know, on an annualized basis, and the highest we've seen since April, which was reported earlier. So, you know, I think that is, a good sign that people have some confidence. And also, I think it just speaks to the fact that, you know, people have had their cars for a long time. They can't continue to drive them, continuously. So I think, again, it's really hitting that pent-up demand story of the past 3 years, and certainly since there's been inventory shortages.